Hey guys, alright, so today is mudshot day. I want to show you guys what we've done. Let me see. So, in 30 minutes, when I got the mudshot going the way I wanted it to, we ran all these angles. Now, this is one room. I'm going to go pretty quick. I don't want to get you guys dizzy, but these angles are perfect. They're glazed nicely with a bazooka. And you come through and give them a little dusting with a sanding sponge. Okay. We've come here. Now we'll pick those like a three-way on the corners, make those nice. We did this front section here. Over here, over here. Came up here. Now we'll hit that. We'll run one side here. We'll run one side here. But this took 30 minutes, about a bucket of mud. We did those over there. You can't see it from this far, but now I'll pull this angle by hand right here. Okay, and I'll pull the other side by hand. In the closets, as we go up, you see, now I was able to get three sides of this one. All right, those will have to be run by hand. You know, those of you that have a hockey box will just take the handle off the box, but I'm just showing you, they're cleaned up a little bit now, so when they set up here in about 45 minutes to an hour, we'll come back and just pick the three ways one time, and these things will be ready to roll. Now, what I really wanted to show you is this. All right, I got the mud consistency right. It's about a cup and 3/4 of water to the mud that I'm using, but I keep an empty bucket, or a bucket of water I should say, around handy. Now I'm gonna give this back to Tyler. You see, I keep a bucket handy because this thing will get mud all over it. And all you do is get a little clean off your blade a little bit. This will help you guys go faster. All right, because this thing does throw some mud. If you run it wide open, which I'm gonna do here in a little bit, I wanted to show you guys when she's fine-tuned. I just keep it cleaned up a little bit so it doesn't dry or anything like that. Now, I meant to tell you also about the pressure that's on this pump. There's a lot of pressure. I don't know the exact poundage of the compressor that's in the handle, but it's quite a bit. Now you'll see the mud shoot out, see? In the first video I showed you I just had it on the drywall, but I changed it up because I don't like messes. I put it on a bucket lid. Now come on in here. I'll show you. We ran all these in here as well. Okay? But here's what I want to show you. When this thing's running right, you got it fine-tuned. You know, here's tight. Now I'm gonna go 1, 2, probably about 3, 3.5. And you'll see it'll run a lot faster now. And this right here, if you need to go any faster than that, then I don't know what to tell you. It's effortless. It really is. It lays, if you get this thing tuned up the way you want it, it is absolutely effortless to run this machine. It'll basically kind of push you along the wall. Now something like this, I'll turn it, get a little stretch, go up there, pull it down like that. I'll pick the three-way, or the corner beat I should say. Now in the situation you just saw there, you'll see here in a second, I'm gonna run the rest of this room out. Now, let me show you something else here. This is what happens when it's not sanded. Come here. You see we picked up the goober from there, and look at the drag mark all the way up the angle. So, all you do is take your blade like this, take your fingers, just wipe it a little bit. Okay? Now I'm gonna close it up a little bit, and I'm just gonna go back across it real quick, and that's gonna make it perfect. All right, then we'll open it back up, back to about 2 or 3 turns, and get it going again. And it is quick. There isn't There isn't a machine on the market that requires less stress on your body to run angles. Now, you see the big blob where I took off here? Just come back and simply lock it up so it doesn't have any mud coming out of it and push it out. Okay? And that's all there is to it. Now, stay here, Tyler. Hold on. Now, I want to. Now I want to show you something else. I don't know if I can reach these or not. I'm gonna try. I don't have the extension with me right now. But there's I guess a 2-foot extension that goes on this thing. But I'm going to try to reach 10 foot with it. I'm going to open it up a little bit. These are hand run angles. Okay? Now I'm stretching up there pretty good. And you see, it's coated nice. Now again, it's a little tall, so I can't quite run it the way I want. So I'm going to pull it off, loosen it up a little bit, or tighten it up a little bit, and come back across this one more time. But I'll tell you, even for angles that are hand taped, it's phenomenal. Now, I did have that thing wide open, which it was pushing a lot of mud. And you have to move pretty quick, but it's, like I said, without the extension, you see it's binding up. If I had the extension on, I could put the right angle on it to get it to go. Now this is sloppy looking. Maybe it's out of square up there, I don't know. But I'll come across, one more time, boom, it's full. Now the guy that I have picking angles and clean this up, he's actually just cleaning the angles. I'm gonna go across it one more time to make sure it's perfect. You know, I don't have to, and it's sloppy. When it's wide open, it's pushing mud, and my mud's thin. It's a little difficult because they're not glazed and they're not squared off like they would be with a glazer. But you can still coat it. I wanted to show you that. You see? Now we're gonna try one more. This time I'm going to try to pull it instead of pushing it, so it's putting mud on. And I'm stretching. And there you have it. It did a nice job. So we'll come back and clean up that little bit of goobers up there on the corner bead. You can see the big goober right there that came up as I had the pump wide open. And or the nozzle wide open. Now I'll go back here. Come on. This is where the bucket of water comes into play. We'll just clean it up a little bit. Because when we go back on the 9 foot, it's a lot easier because they're all glazed. You keep a bucket of water around so you can wash this thing up a little bit, and it's going to be phenomenal. Anyway, that's about it. And I hope you guys learn something from this, and this can go really fast for you. Thank you very much.